Hello Capricorn, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Capricorn for the week of October 11th. Now Capricorn, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Capricorn, I am not offering personal readings, so if you get a DM from somebody, that is not me. They are impersonating me, they look very convincing, but they are trying to scam you, so do keep that in mind. I also do daily content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get into this reading. Now, if this message resonates, please do consider hitting that like button so other people can see the video. Subscribe for future updates and drop a comment. Let me know what you think. So let's see what we have here for you, Capricorn. Looking pretty good to me. So make sure everything is in view and we'll get right into it for you. All right. That looks pretty much good enough to me. Energy on the bottom. You have the Two of Swords. So this is potentially being in a deadlocked situation. You may know you have a choice to make, or you need to make a choice around something. You might even need to have a conversation with somebody, but there is a blindfold right now. You may be feeling blinded towards how to handle this situation. Now, for others of you, there could have been an injustice that was done here. I oftentimes find that is the case with the Two of Swords. And on top of that, each one of those daggers, they could indicate, emotional poison being thrown or emotional daggers being thrown, something like that happening. I feel like there's an amicable ending here for you. And I do feel like this is nothing to be alarmed about. In fact, this looks amazing, Capricorn. There's really only one challenging card other than the Two of Swords, but even the Two of Swords is kind of just like, it's like sort of a maybe. It's like it can be challenging, or it could also just mean that you're not able to see something here that's happening. And so I definitely like to see that. There are definitely messages in here for those of you who are here for relationships, as well as those of you who are here for enterprise, business, career. So right away in the middle, you have the King of Cups. So this is somebody who is, leads from a place of emotions, okay? They have a high EQ. They have a high emotional quotient. They will not only hear you, but they will listen to you, okay? And they will help you see something. And they will really take, your emotions and that side of the equation and that side of yourself into the equation with this King of Cups showing up. So I definitely like to see that. Some of you also maybe weathering emotional storms or sitting in emotional weather here. You can see that their crown, or excuse me, they have a crown, but their chair is actually sitting in water, and water in tarot is emotions. And so, as well as the Suit of Cups. And so some of you are actually doing that. Some of you are just dealing with how to handle an emotional situation here with the Two of Swords. You may just feel blindsided or blindfolded about what to do. To me, it indicates that you actually care, that you want a good resolution around something. That's what I feel like. The indecisiveness wouldn't be there if you didn't care, basically, is what I'm saying. Now, what's interesting here is you have counterparts. So you have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So in the past, you have the Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Wands. Looks amazing. Some of you are dealing with maybe an issue with your partner, or maybe even your spouse, someone that you may already be involved with because of the counterparts in a diagonal form here. And you're just trying to you're trying to figure out what to do. Others of you are meeting somebody who actually really cares, or you can at least feel that they care, with the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, as I always like to say, is sort of like the therapist of the tarot. There's somebody who will, once again, take a lot of time to really hear and listen to you. But you have this with the Two of Cups as well, this is like the perfect person, okay? This is like, two people syncing up or pinging up in this lifetime. And it's very much indicative of like a past life or relationship. It doesn't always have to be. It could just mean like a really nice union of people. In business, now you do have some business cards here as well. Two of Cups is partnerships. It's even, you know, colleagues, people you work with, maybe even people you go into business with. And that could certainly be the case for some of you because you have this Page of Wands here. Wands is the suit of enterprise, just like the Cups suit is more like emotions and relationships. And what I really like to see here is that the page is next to the Ace of Wands. So, you know, for some of you, the thing about this Page of Wands is it's very much associated with job offers and situations like that coming in because, like I said, enterprise suits. It could also just be good news arriving into your life here from the past. I do feel like some of you have maybe met somebody that not only you sync with on a personal business relation like level, but some of you have also met somebody who is maybe also going to turn into a relationship. I do have to say that your relationship looks very strong. If you are in a relationship, this row here, to me, it indicates that there's like a healthy situation here. It's just that you're dealing with like, you know, it's not always, you know, rainbows and sunshine. You know, I feel like, you know, you're just dealing with maybe some of you may just be blinded on how to handle something. And it's not the end of the world. What I'm basically trying to say is this reading is not the end of the world. You have the Hermit, the King of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So this is my favorite card in the tarot. This is a passionate new beginning in any area of your life. It can mean in relationships, but it can also be in business. It's a side hustles card. It's my card of side hustles, turning a passion into a profit, anything like that going on here with that Ace of Wands. Even birthing. You may be birthing something into existence here. The spark of life, anything like that happening here, especially as it's next to the Page of Wands. Something new coming in. You also have this Hermit. So this is somebody who is kind of traveling the universe here. You can see the galaxy in the background. And they are really on a journey, a solo journey really, towards self-mastery or achievement of something here. And it's really sort of like taking an academic approach to your life in some way. So, you know, some of you really care, like some of you actually really care about how you want to handle this situation. This feels like a delicate situation. And again, there wouldn't be this much deliberation if you didn't actually care about the person that you're dealing with or the project or the situation or the business that you're in. And in the future, you have the Strength card, the Four of Wands, and the Five of Swords. What I see you doing is hashing it out, okay? I see you hashing it out. This Strength card here is somebody who is courageous, somebody who's so courageous they can walk next to a lion. And you know, this is indicative of energetic events happening in the future. If you get it in a future situation, some sort of energy being released. And this doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Okay, it does not always have to be a bad thing. It can mean just that you're like, you know what, I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to dump this right now and let's talk about it and let's work it out. And I feel like some of you are going to do that in an amicable way because you have this Four of Wands. This is somebody who is, this is the marriage card. You know, this is ceremonies. You can see the family here in between the wands. And, you know, like I said, this row looks very healthy for your relationship situations. I also just feel like the other thing about the Four of Wands is it is like foundations and achievements. And so, you know, with that, there's some sort of loss here with the Five of Swords or a defeat. But you know what it is? I feel like it's the end of this Two of Swords. I feel like the ending or the loss is taking the blindfold off and saying, this is what I feel, this is what I want, this is what I need, even if you're just telling yourself that and you're taking a stand for yourself. There's something like that going on. Let's go ahead and start to clarify the situation even more. If you're enjoying this, please do hit that like button and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. There's also a bell below this video. And if you click that, you'll get post notifications from me. Lastly, Capricorn, really appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. And I hope things are going well for you. So let's see what else we have here to clarify this situation. All right. So you have Lady Nada, Heart Awakening, awaken to acceptance and divine love, give and receive in balance. Okay, that's what I feel like is going on here with that Strength card in the future. Katumi, Cloak of Wisdom, you already know the answer you seek, trust what you know. And yeah, Mahavatar Babaji, soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connection between all things. I do feel like you're understanding that it's okay for you to, I feel like a lot of you maybe are giving, a lot of you, and what I feel like in some respects, some of you are just respectfully putting your foot down, laying the line and just saying, this is what I want. Okay, no, unlikely, interesting. Let's see what else we have here. Hold on. I want to get some more on these, and okay, so that's interesting. So we have the big no, which is the no with the exclamation point, literal rejection. You have unlikely, so something not happening like you think it happens is what I really feel here. And then you also have romance and meditation brings answers. What I feel like is going on here is some of you are finding an unlikely romance. I also feel like you can also interpret the hermit as somebody who's sort of like meditative or meditating, because they are like on this solo journey. They are sort of like amongst the stars there. They are sort of, traveling their inner consciousness. And some of you are going to dig deep and find the answer inside of you before you have this strength moment, before you have this this hashing of words here. And that's what I feel like maybe some of you are dealing with. So I do feel like there could, now for the single Capricorns, I do feel like there's like it's almost like there's an accidental romance. Like it's like, whoa, like, I don't know, maybe you tripped at the grocery store and then bumped into somebody, something like that happening. You have the King of Pentacles, the World, and the Five of Cups. So the big thing for you is getting over a disappointment that leads to an offer. Okay, you can see this Five of Cups here. They're disappointed. They're thinking about the cups of the past. They're thinking about the Three of Cups card and how things were good in the past. But what they're not realizing is that there are always more events. There are always more things to come. Even if the struggle is real in the moment, there are always two cups behind them overflowing, right? And, with that, I do feel like you're going to come to that understanding and see that this cycle happened for a reason, is being completed here with the World and the Two of Cups. Some of you, it's like you've been through a long situation here. And at the end of the cycle is somebody waiting for you. And like I said, I don't feel like you're even looking for this. I really don't feel like you're looking for this for some of you. For others of you, it's like the right person comes in at the right time. Especially if you're in enterprise, that's what I feel like. If you're here for a career in finance, enterprise, the right person comes in at the right time. Yeah, you have the Tower card. You have the Three of Swords, just as I was saying that this relationship looks stable. And wow, the Ace of Wands clarifying itself. Well, that's a good situation. That's very good. So, it's just heartbreak is leading to a new start for you. Oftentimes that happens. It doesn't always have to be challenging, but this is what's happening here. Okay, to get the Ace of Wands clarifying it, there's passion here arriving for you very quickly. And it's like you're bringing something into existence here. Okay, you have some sort of idea. You have, maybe some of you even have a business idea or an enterprise idea. You have a big idea and you're going to investigate it. And for some of you, it's like there's an epiphany or an understanding around being alone. And that's why I feel like maybe, I don't know, I'm not even really concerned about that Tower. The thing is, the Tower is just you being shaken down to your foundation, realizing that you can't live in a house of cards, an illusion being exposed. It's a challenging card, but it always leads you to the next card, which is the Star. And, at the end of the day, the Tower is not the worst thing in the world. It's just part of the human experience. But remember, you do have free will. You get to change any of these outcomes. Okay, so if this is not for you, just keep that in mind. You have the Judgment card. You have the Eight of Cups. And the Emperor. So, big things happening here. You have big events on the horizon. I mean, I guess some of you are walking away. I mean, my intuition, this row looked very healthy. Even though I have been seeing a sort of judgment here coming in for you with that strength card, some of you just hashing it out, laying laying down the way that you feel, and really taking authority over yourself and what you want with the Emperor. It doesn't matter what gender you are, it's just the masculine side of yourself. And it's big boss energy, it's bossing up, it's doing something for yourself here. And that's not a bad thing, Capricorn. It's a very good omen for business. Your business situation looks very good, especially if you're looking to start an enterprise or do something on your own. Looks very, very good for that. The Judgment card is an awakening. It's a rebirth. It's an inner calling. And it's around this Strength card where you're just coming to a moment here where you're saying, you know what, I am done doing the same old, whether that's in relationship or it's in jobs. With the Eight of Cups here, you're walking away from disappointments. Maybe it is that you have this conversation with somebody and that leads to an ending. And, I do feel like you're going into that ready for that. Like you're ready for that situation anyway, or like that like that's a possible outcome and you're ready to face that possible outcome. I'm not saying it's definite, I'm saying it's a possible outcome. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like maybe some of you are just ready and prepared for. Okay, Thief, Concern, Community, Marriage, interesting, False Person, wow. High Honor. You have the two most challenging cards with False Person and Thief. I mean, that's just clearly somebody breaking your heart. Okay, somebody that you did not expect to act the way they acted. And with the Marriage card, not great. But again, I don't know. At the beginning, this reading started off with like, that looks stable. And then as we clarified, which is why we do clarify, that turning around, like big time. There's a revelation maybe coming to the surface here. I do feel like with Concern, you've been aware of that. You've been thinking about this. You may have even had intuitions about someone or the way someone was acting. At the end of the day, though, you have your medals here, okay? You have your merits. You are well respected in what you do, especially within your community. I do see you getting support through, whatever challenge you may be facing, especially with the King and the Queen of Cups. So at the end of the day, this is flipped. This is reversed as we've gone along here, but it looks like your career, your enterprise situation looks very good. You may be dealing with challenges in other areas. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe, check out my website, zaneintuitive.com. I also want to say I'm very grateful to the people donating down below. Thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next one.